official retirements.
Yeah, it's amazing the ability these teams have to be able to repair the cars, but I think we've seen quite a bit of contact, more so than I think we expected. Some really hard crashes. Had a big crash, took a lot of cars into that wreck on NASCAR 1 earlier. But these teams can get these cars back. They have so many parts available to them to be able to repair them and repair them quickly.
This is a team that's performed well here. They won here last year. They then went on to win the championship. In LMP2 and LMP3, this Rolex 24-hour result does not count towards their overall championship. It's just a one-off, but does make a stake in the Michelin Endurance Cup for the 4 endurance rounds.
And that was Gar Robinson, the reigning LMP3 champ, bringing the Riley Motorsports 74 Ranch Resort machine in as we climb aboard the 9 of Mathieu Jaminet, the FAF Porsche. Boy. And that's what it's like to enter pit road here at Daytona International Speedway. At speed, under the lights.
Getting spelled.
Full pressure.
With the 9 Porsche pitting, it's going to hand over the lead to Austin Cindric, who's on board the 15 Mercedes.
Mercedes really strong here, and looking at the lap charts, the Ferraris are certainly coming to the fore as well. Serra with the Risi Competizione car sits in 4th place. He'll probably leapfrog up to 3rd with Jaminet hitting pit lane, but running really fast lap times. They run close to a 145 flat here, which is tremendous pace. The racetrack has a lot of speed right now, Dale. Drivers talked about it being a little slippy early on with some of the rain that we had. It really washes off this racetrack very quickly, but this cool air is really allowing the horsepower to make it stake in terms of the lap time.
And we talk time and time again about how slick the new tires are, but you're right. As they do build temperature, as they do gain that grip, you're going to see some amazing lap times and times that you probably haven't been able to see or perform or produce out of the car throughout the entire test session or during the roar. So quite a big swing and the grip that the car has, and you're only out there for a very short period of time in these stints, and so to be able to maximize and not give up a whole lot of time while you wait those first 2 or 3 laps for those tires to come in, go ahead and be able to get up to speed and go. That's really critical.
This is just, to me, so appropriate. Even though Austin Cindric, here he is here, the 23-year-old from North Carolina, even though he's heading off to his first full Cup season, this is very appropriate that he's doing this, because when he was a teenager, he drove. He even went to Australia to experience what was then the 2nd tier supercar series. He raced, I commentated on him doing some global rallycross. He did sports cars of all kinds of things, and I think there was a greater plan from Dad, Tim Cindric, president of Team Penske. You know what, I'm going to throw a lot of things at him so he is a versatile driver to grow.
And I talked to Mario Andretti today and asked him about how he was able to go drive so many different cars and not have that fear of failure be a roadblock to him doing that. And that's something that some people just have. They can compartmentalize or put that aside. And Austin is not afraid to fail. He throws himself at everything, will drive anything.
He was just chucking it in there.
That he has
no lube,
that car,
stab, stabity, stab.
Overcomes any fear of not doing well.
Cal, I said to him the other day, hey, can you give me a list of how many different cars you've driven? He said, just give me a moment. That might take a bit of time.
He has such a passion for racing, just lives and breathes it. He's winning the Michelin Pilot Cup Championship with Seth Priaulx, who's in this race and doing very well in LMP3 here today. They won a couple of years ago, final round at Road Atlanta. So whenever he steps behind the wheel of one of these race cars, he's right on the limit. Great road racer, and that's really important with the Cup Championship now, Dale, with 6 road course races. That can make a big difference in the championship if you can really ace those rounds of the championship.
And he's going to be under a lot of pressure. He's going to be one of the premier cars in the series, and that number 2 car that's so iconic for Penske.
So we spoke to Jeff Burton right at the very beginning of this race to talk about Jeff's first Rolex 24. Well, we're now a third of the way through, man. What do you think?
Get freight trained like a motherfucker.
It was great weather. It was a lot of fun. You tell me it was sub-freezing. But it has been so much fun. The energy here from the infield on pit road before the event started, and how close the racing is. I mean, look at, we're in here 8 hours into the race. It's still extremely close racing. It's been a lot of fun.
I think the GTD battle impressed you for a while, but now look at DPI, how close that is, a second apart. I mean, is it amazing to you that 8 hours in, the racing is that tight?
It is amazing to me, and then when I talk to the drivers, I'm like, so you're running what, 60-70%? You know, because it's a 24-hour race. They're like, nope. They're going all as they can, and it's amazing that the machinery can handle that stress and those loads, and the drivers can put that to it, and the machinery can take it, and that shows you. You know, this race has driven, and the 24 of Le Mans has driven technology to have to be able to let the drivers push that hard, because it's an advantage versus years ago having to go slow and save your car. There's no way you can do that today. You got to push. Technology allows you to do it.
That was awesome.
It is chilly, by the way. Earlier, we were kind of hiding the gloves, guys. Now we're fully open, and there may or may not be an electric blanket underneath here. It's cold. Have you ever raced in conditions like this?
Yeah, but it's warm in the car. It's great inside the car. It's not warm on pit road, but that wasn't my problem. Today it is, but nonetheless, it's still, you know, I think the cool temperature is actually, other than leaving pit lane, I mean, all the drivers have talked about how difficult it is leaving this pit lane. And Marty, Tart and I were up here a little bit ago, and they came by swerving their tires, and literally you can see the tires turn 30 degrees, and the car keeps going straight. You can watch it right here. It shows you how there's no grip, and that is going to continue to be a challenge. It's only going to get colder as the night goes on.
Jeff, I was talking to Earl Bamber a little bit ago, and he was telling me he raced in an Xfinity car this past year, and he said that our cars were miserable hot. So there must be some technology that we don't have that these sports car drivers do have, and they may not be quite as warm or quite as comfortable as we may think. As NASCAR guys, our cars are very difficult, 140 to 150 degrees at some of the most extreme moments, but who knows, these guys might be out there trying just a little bit chilly in some of these conditions.
Well, the technology that makes these cars cool, whoever NASCAR driver is would love to have some of it, because they're so hot, and that's been a lot of conversation with the next gen car, the new car, is that they're very hot, and some technology from these series is being applied to those to try to get some heat down.
And that's where you would think like a Chevrolet and a Ford, who are both involved. Ford in the Pilot Series, Lexus is involved in the series. They can maybe help Toyota and bring some of this technology to the Cup Series side and help those guys out a little bit.
Oh, I think you're seeing that. I think we keep talking about technology, but I think that as Chevrolet and as Lexus and as Ford and all of those teams and manufacturers are involved in racing around the world, technology goes around the world. You're taking stuff from the Cup Series here, taking stuff from here to the Cup Series to IndyCar. It is just the way the world works now, and we're seeing, compared to when Dale and I raced, even that little bit of short time, the way these cars are manufactured, the way they're designed is a completely different ball game. And the technology of how you manage a race is completely changed, and a lot of that is because of the worldwide racing and the technology being shared.
I know it's your first time here. I'm very excited for you to see the fireworks are coming
Go
up
ahead.
shortly.
I'll let you go underneath
They're
me.
going to be off the back.
I was recovering after a
At
shit.
9:30, but I decided I'm going to stay.
I took a huge shit. Lifted my legs and everything.
Steve Letarte is on the roof. Diff, you guys haven't seen this. Stevie's above you guys, up with the spotters. What's up, Stevie?
Everyone said the Ferris wheel was the best view. I disagree. The booth is where
Fuck
it's
those
at.
signs.
Dale Jr. and I had a spotter conversation coming to the Rolex, how this was going to work. He wanted to know what was the deal. So Dale Jr. came up here and did a little recon. So basically,
I just lost it right there.
Other than the headlights coming at you and the taillights going the way, it's pretty well lit. You can see kind of the whole place. But the coolest thing is the creativity. We want to talk about the weather. These guys got these little clear tents. You're going to see this one right here unoccupied at the moment. I was going to climb in, but I figured that was inappropriate without a little permission ahead of time. And the guy in the end, he's got some LED lighting down there in the end. It looks pretty cool. Junior, so basically 2 spotters per car. The common sense way to do it, everyone tells me, 4 hours on, 4 hours off. Bring your own snacks, bring your own battery. When you plug in for 4 hours, it's all you. Now, there's some other spotters below us in a suite who will remain unnamed, Tony Raines, who stayed out of the cold air. These guys up here, they are troopers in the cold air at Daytona.
Hey, Stevie, check the green tent. I think that guy's actually ice fishing in there.
I'm telling you, the green tent, the clear one is the best, because that way if your boss is watching, he knows you're working. This one right here, you know, you can't even prove there's someone in there working.
The thing is like these these are all like one-time use tents. Like where else are you gonna? Who even makes a tent that size? And what would you use it for other than this application?
That's my point. I'm gonna go across the street to Bass Pro. I want to get a spotter's tent. I want a spotter's tent. Over 10 minutes.